Well, it really was after talking to a good chiropractor friend of mine, Don Henderson, who suggested that many of his patients that he saw post hip replacement surgery that had selected the anterior approach versus the posterior lateral seemed to get really favorable results. So that's what led me to do more research. And well, those three procedures are all good. The anterior approach is gaining in popularity. It has some distinct advantages in the short term, primarily. And those advantages are that to use that approach, the surgeon doesn't have to cut any muscle or tendons. And that leads to a faster recovery time post-op. So it would be suggested that in the first few weeks after surgery, you're going to have some advantages if you have had the anterior approach to access that hip joint. The other advantage, I suppose, is that post-surgery, the anterior approach seems to come with less restrictions. Your surgeon's not going to have certain procedures that you need to follow to make sure that you don't dislocate the hip joint. So it's a little bit more flexible that way. Getting into bed, getting out of bed, not which side you sleep on, whether you sleep on your front or back, isn't going to matter as much when you select a surgeon that can do the anterior approach. But my research told me that down the road, 6 months, 8 months, a year or two later, what approach you choose is not likely to make that much difference. It's the short-term gains using the anterior approach versus the long-term gains pretty much are the same regardless of which three options you choose.